My name is Monica Melaria, and you're watching Music Unite.
This is Drew with Music Unite, and we are proudly sponsored by Music Go Round.
How you doing? I'm Resh from Sunset Riot.
Good on you. What's even like cheers? Good on you.
Good on you.
Pass it on.
JP.
Good on you. Even Haley's still struggling with something. I love how it's happening.
Hey, I'm Ziggy Scott from Sunset Riot. That's fun. We're good? I'm Simo. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm Simo from Sunset Riot.
We're Sunset Riot, and you're watching Music Unite! Woo!
I've been searching for a long time, baby. I've been searching for that look from you tonight.
Welcome to Music Unite. Tonight we have from Australia, Sunset Riot. We're going to turn the interview over to Charlie Owens from Bleach Bangs Radio. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey everybody, like my friend said, Sunset Riot's in the house with us, all the way from Australia, hitting the US again on a massive tour. A lot of shows crammed into a short amount of time, but they promise to bring the best every single night. I'm gonna turn it over, we're gonna do some introductions real quick.
I'm Del Rio on vocals.
I'm JP on the guitar.
I'm Resh on the drums.
Ziggy Scott, rhythm guitar.
I'm Simone, play bass.
So, like I said, US tour, they just got off a nice Australian tour where they were banging out shows left and right. They're recently, 9 months ago I believe, they were in the US. They lit the US on fire, show after show after show, great review after great review. They're on their second EP right now. We can throw it a little bit here, and we can talk about the first EP, and then we can maybe talk about the EP that just released just now. So, the first EP, a lot of success, a lot of great reviews. How much fun, first of all, was that making?
For us, I think it was a massive learning curve because it was the first time we'd ever worked with a producer. It was the first time that we'd ever really actually gone into a studio and laid things down track by track and then listened back to it and everything. So for me personally, it was a great experience, but it was also like, it was kind of scary in a way.
For me, it actually brought out some of my weaknesses. I had to learn how to play to a metronome properly, which is quite an interesting experience. So it made me want to get out of there and just really, improve on that skill. So come next time in the studio, I wouldn't have any problems. So yeah, learning curve for sure.
It was really cool as well to be like, we stayed like in a place that was purpose built, right next to the studio. So we went there, we didn't have any mobile phone reception, no TV really or anything, so we just had DVDs and we just record and hang out, so that was pretty cool.
That's the way to do it right there. I mean, you guys just entrench yourselves into the music, and it really shows on the EP. And we're talking a little bit about the second EP that just dropped 2 months ago?
Yeah, beginning of March.
Yeah, beginning of March. And if you haven't heard it yet, I mean, I highly recommend getting both EPs. This one, this tour, Uprising, that you guys are doing, like I said before, the way you guys did this last summer when you hit the U.S., I mean, literally, how many shows did you guys play?
35. We did 35 shows in 70 days. We actually landed with about 17 shows booked and booked another 18 on the road. So, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of hard work went into it, and I know that you guys were like just beat down after the fact, but yeah, I think it paid off for you. I mean, you guys got some invites for a couple of festivals. Last year, the Rock Jam in Colorado, and this year at Rocklahoma down there in Pryor, Oklahoma. What is your main goal? You guys are coming over here. I mean, you're picking up from Australia, and I know it's a hard thing to do to pull all your money in like that. But you guys took the leap, and do you feel it's paid off?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, in today's day and age, your EP is just your promotional thing to get people to come to your show. And we want as many people at the show as we can get. So we like to think we put on a good show, and we want to have a lot of fun, and just we love doing what we do, and we want people to enjoy what we do. So like, what we're sort of all about is just let's get out on the road and just have a really good time and just make it as fun, and share some hope and some future for people, and just fly the flag of Australian rock and roll.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
We love, I mean, recorded music, you can obviously play it over and over again, but you know, like he said, you know, live. You know, if you can walk away with that, you know, that rock and roll show, you know, that you just talk about, you know, that's what we try and create, you know, something special you can't put on a CD.
That's true, and I can actually vouch for this because I saw them on the last tour, and you know, high energy. You know, I mean, they know their songs. I mean, it's a dead set. You know, I mean, that's no pun intended.
That's so Aussie.
But no, seriously, I can vouch for these guys. They have the it factor that everybody's talking about, and
Thank
you know,
you, man.
definitely, man. So, you know, what's I guess the difference in playing? I mean, you guys tour a lot in your home of Australia. What's I guess maybe what's the big difference? Touring over here and touring over there. I mean, other than this is not your home.
Well, distance between shows is pretty big in Australia. Like we've done 12-hour drives just for one show and then 12 hours back. You know, that's a weekend for us sometimes. Whereas here, you know, you can drive 4 hours to a completely new city and completely new audience, new state, and you know, different vibe from different people. And you know, we did shows last tour where you know, obviously people, you know, are bit different towards you, and then you know, you go on to the next state, and whereas within Australia, I mean, there aren't as many states, but the distance between them is pretty big.
And there's nothing between.
Yeah, there's not much between, so it's a
might
lot
get
of
like
road and
1 or 2 shows between 2 major cities.
wow.
Yeah.
I think we've lapped our iPods like 5 times in the car now, listening to AM radio just to
listen to the footy.
Awesome. So you know, like I said, the tour last summer, and I've you know, personally said this many times on Bleach Bangs or in a review or something like that. I haven't seen it in a while, you know, especially a band coming from another country and lighting up the United States like you guys did last year. I mean, I followed you guys on tour, and it was just every town, every state, people were just loving you. Are you guys feeling that too? I mean, are you guys feeling that same response that I'm seeing?
Absolutely, and we saw it. We saw it really when we put out the tour schedule for this tour, because last time we were here for 3 months, right?
Yeah.
And so we went coast to coast, you know, LA all the way to New York and back again. And this time, with it just being a 6-week tour, we can't get as many places. And I was really surprised actually when we put out our tour schedule, like how many people, you know, sort of hopped on there and goes, "Oh, you're not coming back here?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Well, we'd love to. We physically can't. We've actually got a more hectic schedule this time than we did last time. We're playing more often even than we were last time. So we're trying to get to as many places as we can, and because we're completely independent, we can go wherever people want us to, really, as long as there's enough hours in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking a little bit earlier on the drive over here to Hooligans. We were talking about, you know, what the album is nowadays, for EPs versus full-length albums. And in my opinion, and we've talked about this several times on Bleach Bangs, and James and I talked about it at length. You know, putting out an EP is fine. 5, 6 solid songs, you know, as opposed to like what you were talking about earlier about, you know, just throwing in some filler songs just to fill in 3 minutes. You know, I personally think, and I think James can agree with me, that's definitely a recipe for success what you guys are doing, and we talked about that a little bit too. And I think you guys have the right thing there. And you know, I mean, the rest of you guys feel pretty much the same on that too, as far as the EPs?
People just lose interest. Like, everything's happening so quick. And I mean, on your iPhone, man, you can get everything straight away. Like, you can have all the information you want right there at your fingertips. So when you create an album, you run that risk of people. And I don't know if we've really thought about it that hard. We've just been like, oh, I only got this much money. So, so we just sort of like, these songs are pretty good, really like them. People like at the shows really like them. And we get in and we give it a good crack and release it. I think all of us would love to do an album, but I think we all want that album to be, you know, that album that you bring out.
No filler songs.
Yeah, right. It's got to be really killer.
No skipping.
Yeah, start to finish. And it's about timing, I think, as well. I don't know if we're all ready to release an album with the songs that are going to be able to do that.
And that's something else we'll talk about too. That's a smart way of doing it. And I've credited you guys many times on the show about being smart about it and not just throwing out an album there just because everybody else is doing it. You know,
yeah, let the band evolve.
Exactly.
Because we're all going to get better. We're going to start writing better songs, hopefully, and like just let it really flourish and get to that sort of peaking point and start capturing that. So yeah.
Yeah, because your songs are.
We want to be better.
And touching back with what you said, with everybody with their iPhones and their little MP3 players and whatnot, in this day and age, it seems like a lot of bands are giving you a minute by minute, you know, play-by-play. We're in the studio doing this, so a lot of people have heard the songs before the album even drops.
Yeah.
And so, you know, putting out an album, people are like, okay, I already heard it. So that's
it's hard because you never know which way the industry's going to go. Like, it's always chopping and changing, you know. Like, one week this is the next big thing, you know, and the next week it's this, and you just, I mean, everyone writes their own story, so I don't really know where it's going. I know they always say that, but EP just seems to work.
And I think too, because we are in such an I generation, you know, where everything's so fast. You know, for us, because we're completely independent, you know, and we're funded by record sales or merch or whatever, you know, for us to sink that kind of money in, it takes us quite a while to build that up. If instead we can go into the studio and just release 5 songs and put that out, people get to know those songs, and then we can release another 5 or another 6. You know, it's kind of the same as releasing an album, but just in 2 parts in a way.
Well, it's
but it keeps your attention.
Yeah, it's kind of like leaving the audience wanting more.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, these songs were great, I want more.
I like that point you brought
and
up.
And that's how it was with me. You know, the last EP, I was like, I want more.
Yeah.
You know, I love every song in here, but I've seen the live show. It's fabulous. Like I said, energetic. I mean, it's just you guys stage, whether I like their music or not. If they don't look like they're having fun and they're not into it, then the audience is gonna. You guys totally bring that. Do you guys is that just the love of it right there?
Yeah, it's pretty funny because, I mean, we've done some longer shows where we did one recently in Melbourne, Australia, and I think by the end of the 90 or 100 minutes, we were really feeling it. But as you get towards the end of the set, and I'm like, okay, I'm struggling a bit, and I look over and JP's like rocking out hardcore, and I go, and it sort of works between the 5 of us.
It's very much like that.
You sort of feed off each other.
I'll be behind the kid, and I'm like, oh man, I've got nothing left. And these 4 are just going hard, so I'm like,
you gotta keep up.
I better keep going, you know.
So we kind of run off that thing of you're only as good as your last show, right? You know, so it's like every show it's got to be like, dude, were you at that show? You know, like,
We're back with Sunset Riot, straight out of Australia. They got a brand new member. Introduce yourself.
I'm Simo.
Bass player, right?
Yeah, I am.
How you finding America?
It's crazy, man. It's really good. I'm having a really good time. It's what I expected, but so much more. Like, it's really good. Having a grouse time. And grouse means really good as well. If you don't know what grouse is, it's
language
really good.
barrier.
So. Not only did you come here, you picked up a bass here too, right?
Yeah, I
Brand
did.
new bass?
Yeah, I got a new bass. I got a new head. So I'm like,
come here buying gear.
raring to go. Yeah, come and spend money.
Helping the US economy.
Yeah.
So right, helping the US economy. We were talking earlier about live performance versus recorded performance. And we've actually got their brand new EP. You guys should pick it up if you get a chance. And I'm going to turn it back over to Charlie, and he's going to talk a little bit more about it.
Absolutely. This is the brand new one, Uprising. I mean, literally top to bottom. 6 songs on here. Every one of them's solid. You will not skip a song, I promise you. And you're gonna, they're so catchy. You're gonna be singing them and listening to them all over again. They got 2 videos out actually too. One off their first EP, Rattlesnake. I think you guys got some fan-made videos too. I've seen on YouTube, like Trash vs. Class. I've seen some fans make some videos and stuff like that. The official video is Rattlesnake, and their newest one off of here, Save Me From LA. It's awesome. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much a wrap right there. Check these guys out. You can find them wherever they're touring. They will be back, and they'll be back in your town. And Sunset Riot, man, from Australia.
Thank you.
Peace.